Good morning, everyone. And all the ships at sea, right? It's the 15th, July 2025. I'm gonna go down and do a little then and now and talk about a desecrated Native American burial site known as a garden bed. But first, to get there, we have to drive down through Central City, Kalamazoo. Everybody's waking up this morning, 6:30 a.m., 64 degrees out. Gonna have storms later tonight and tomorrow. Till then, it's going to be about nearly 90 degrees today. All right, passing the old federal building that I did a video on here earlier. Over there on the right hand corner, this side of the First Baptist Church right there, was the YMCA, now a parking lot for the Congregational Church that sits right behind it there. Yep. All right. Sometimes the sun is on your side as a photographer, coming down through this part of town. Peninsular building straight ahead. Be right back. All right. Welcome to the day. Okay, folks, we're crossing the bridge here at East Michigan Avenue. Here we have the Veterans Memorial area. There was a hotel here, and there was an Indian burial site there. And across the Kalamazoo River, over here where the old power plant was, the old Powerhouse. Be right back. Okay, we're just over here on the east side of what they're calling the Veterans Bridge over the Kalamazoo River to the Arcadia Brewing Company. Okay, this is where the old coal-fired powerhouse used to stand. I will insert photographs. Now, Arcadia, their brewing company, started as a micro brewer and decided to get a hold of this brownfield property right here, where the old powerhouse is at, and build a $7 million facility. And this, of course, is that facility. Now, when they were building this, okay, I thought they were putting up another water, or like a water treatment plant or purification plant here or something. Because, man, you should have seen the we'll just call it the plumbing that went into this place back in here with all the brewery equipment and so forth. It's set up to produce over 20,000 barrels a year. I don't think they ever hit that, but is what it is. They were open 5 years and closed. They had food here, they had kayaking, you could go right down, access to the Kalamazoo River down there. All kinds of events, live music, everything. And then one day I came by here after reading that it was going to be a big brewery. I thought, well, my gosh, it's going to be a big one. I've never seen anything like that. It's really something. It lasted, like I said, 5 years. I read that they were couple $100,000 in debt and so forth. Decided to close her. Let's see the patio back there. There's the bridge going over the Kalamazoo River. Nice little spot here. All right. Now, right over there on that bank, that exact bank, and I don't know if we can see it right from here. I'm not going to go right over there today. A little bit of a homeless encampment still going on. I'm not going to be waking anybody up. Right there in that grove along those banks was something that's known in the area and in archaeology as a garden bed. Now, there was one over there by Bronson Park, was located about where the Institute of Arts is. It was pulled up back in the day, desecrated, and mansions built there. And after a while, the mansions were razed. Kalamazoo Institute of Arts was built there. Okay? Well, down here, there's another garden bed. Now, the locals, they don't claim them. These were cemeteries, garden beds of mound builders. Peoples that were here before the Native Americans, as they were, that inhabit this area as their territory and lands today. And people didn't respect anything like that back then. And I had the whole brochure on this occurrence here, and it was destroyed with a whole lot of my other things back in September 2014. So I don't have access to that article, nor do I remember who wrote it. I've searched the internet and so forth. I just can't find the articles. A little obscured, but I'll keep looking. Anyways, there is an individual that decided to build a hotel right there. And so he came down here and literally raised the garden bed and had the contents of it thrown here in the Kalamazoo River. Okay? Two things they dug up when they were removing the garden beds, the gravesite. They found two metal pots. It's written of curious manufacture. Isn't that funny? Ancient peoples buried here, and there's metal pots of curious manufacture buried along with them. They were large enough that the owner of this hotel, if it was built, they used them in the kitchen of the hotel. The hotel didn't last very long. It wasn't here very long at all. I don't even think 2 years, and it burned to the ground. The pots of curious manufacture disappeared. The site stayed pretty well vacant. There was some manufacturing going on just around the corner. We're going to look at that in a minute and see the little bridge going over into that area. There's a $54 million project going on there. Okay, but that was definitely a brownfield as well, heavily polluted, and so forth. We'll go into the manufacturing that went on back there and what's going on there now. But right here is something else. A lot of people don't know about this. They don't know about the garden beds, and they didn't know about this hotel. Part of our local history and Native American history as well. All right, I will be right back. Okay, here's a little historical tablet that's here. And it talks about the Native Americans that were prehistoric, that settled along here and right here in this general area, about the Kalamazoo River. They used birch bark canoes, and it was quite a trading location right here between the French and the Indians back in the day. It's very dirty. You can't barely read it. Needs a good cleaning. There are their encampments right here. Pictures, a couple. All right in here. Now, I do understand that there is a restaurant that has opened in here, and as you can see, it is the Thunderbird River Ranch. All right. Thanks for coming along with this one today. Kind of interesting here about some prehistory, right? Why someone would desecrate that graveyard like that, but that's what went on back in those days. When you bought something, it didn't matter really what was there, oil or gold. Oh yeah, maybe a train gonna go through there, put a line through. That'd be a good piece of property to own. Anyways, You'll see the pictures of the old power plant that was here. And we'll go on from there. Thanks again. We'll see you in the next one. Hey, have a great day. Stay safe out there.